Well, hello. I want to talk to you today about Sailor DE calligraphy brushstroke style calligraphy pen. This is a very specialized pen, so don't ask me why I bought two.
Well, hello. Today I'd like to give you not my first impressions, because I've owned this pen for quite a while. Today we're going to look at a pen I reviewed a long time ago, and I don't remember when, but it was really early in my pen videoing time. The Sailor DE, which was sold as sort of a brush pen, but what it is, and now I know this, back then I didn't know, it's a Fude nib, which means the nib goes it's got a little bend in it. Fude nibs are pretty awesome if you're trying to use up a lot of ink, which is actually why the pen is inked up right now. They can also make very nice calligraphic effects, very fine lines if you put them up on the tip, to very broad lines when you lay them out. And these two came at different angles, although I no longer remember which one is which angle. Guess I need to watch my old video and find out. But since then, whether by accident or on purpose, I have picked up some other Fude nibs, but none of them were quite the quality of these two Fude nibs. These are fun nibs. So let's take a look at them.
All right, so this is the Sailor DE pen. These are, I wanted something different. This was a purchase I made early in my fountain pen journey. I didn't realize how long they would be. Another interesting thing about them, they have a little roll stopper on them. No clip, but a roll stopper. But you have DE and some Japanese, which I cannot read. Open it up. Oh shoot, did I drop that on the floor? No. What it is, it's a Fude nib, it's a bent nib. It's meant to be that way. And of course you can see here, Sailor F2. The other one, we'll just partially cap that because we're going to compare them here in a second. The other one, come on, Sailor, can't read that, F2 again. But the two nibs are bent at a slightly different angle. And of course these pens are cartridge converter pens. So you may wonder why somebody would bend the tip of a nib. Now the reason is it gives this kind of effect. It's a way of getting broad and thin strokes out of a nib. It's supposed to make it more brush-like or whatever. I'm not a fan of Fude nibs. I've found other nibs that do better for that, but who am I to judge? I'm a nobody. So, whoops. Yeah. So I wrote G and B because I can't remember the angles. But this first one, the green one, has Noodlers, Black Swan, in English Roses. And you'll notice by me holding it more upright, I can get pretty thin strokes. The one beside it, the blue one, contains Noodlers, Black Swan, in Australian Roses. Both of these are nicely shading inks. Both of these are very similar except in color, so I thought this would be a good comparison. So I'm going to run through each pen and then we'll talk a little bit about the comparison. But we'll do the green one first. So as you can see, as far as flex, oh no flex. This nib is a nail. But I've got quite a range of what I can do with it. I don't think my tests are really adequate for showing what this nib can do. Wetness and flow. Oh yeah. Nice wet pen. Smear test. I honestly expected more. Reverse writing. Let's get this up a little bit. I think it'll do well. Yeah. I am not disappointed. That's a extra fine but smooth. And finally, the world famous Peer Gustafson test. Sucked. Yeah. It can lay down a wide line, but it can't deliver the ink to do it quickly. So let's try the... I'll bet it would be fine if I did it, with just the tip. So flex. Again, we've got some potential here. But it is not a flex nib at absolutely all. Wetness and flow. Yeah, wet enough. Smear test. This one I find a lot harder to actually figure out the angle to hold it at. Yeah, same thing. I expected more. So, The green one is actually easier to find that happy place. So reverse writing. Actually is a little scratchy, but again, an extra fine. And finally, the world famous Peer Gustafson test. Actually kept up, and fails when we get to the horizontal strokes. So both failed. This one held out a little bit longer, probably because it wasn't being asked to deliver quite as much ink at once.
Sure where to go with this writing sample. The Sailor DE brushstroke style pen is unique. I have a 55 angle nib and a 40-degree angle nib, and as you can see just with writing, the 40-degree angle nib makes a narrower line. Now I am not a master of this pen at all. I've got a lot to learn. I don't really know what I'm going to use these pens for, and frankly, would I buy them again? No. You'll notice I'm also not doing a quote the way I usually do a quote. They write so big and awkward. Yeah, I don't want to fill my paper with that, and I just lose my patience writing with them. Yeah, they're good pens for what they're for. The Fude nib is unique. I really respect Sailor for having some very unique nibs, but as far as me personally, not a good pen. Now for you, this may be exactly what you're looking for. If you want a brush pen, but not really, this is a brush pen, but not really. And if you look online, you'll see videos from people that actually do know what they're doing, and they can get some spectacular results.
That was the Sailor DE. Again, it's a Fude nib. It's something a little bit different. I'm not going to do a pocket test. First of all, I don't have a pocket in this shirt, and second of all, it doesn't have a clip. So, but it does have a nice little roll stopper on it, so when you set it down, it doesn't roll away. So that's one of the useful things about a clip, even if you're not into, clipping your pen up. Do I use it all the time? No. This is definitely a pen when, I want to use that bottle of ink up so bad. And I don't want to just dump it down the sink, because I just don't like dumping down the sink unless I see something growing in it. So this is a good way to use up a lot of inks. It's actually a fun one if you have a sparkly ink. I've kind of lost my appetite for sparkly inks. So it's a good one if you're trying to use up a sparkly ink. And a cartridge filler, so, you know, relatively easy to clean out. What else could I say? Would I buy them again? No. I'll just be honest. If they disappeared, I would not replace them. I enjoy them, but not enough I'd buy more. I don't even remember why way back I bought two, except, you know, I was early in the hobby and starting to expand my collection. I'm like, oh, these look different and I don't have a sailor and I can't afford any of these sailors. And, you know, little did I know where I would head with that idea. But, yeah, overall, I'm just really happy with these pens, and I would say to you, look around at the different Fude offerings. I don't even know if this pen is still made. Figure out exactly what you want. It could be a Fude nib, meets your purpose. I would say maybe try some of the lower cost Fude nibs, which weren't really available on the market back when I bought these, to be fair. Find out if it's a thing for you before you start investing in something a little more expensive. That said, of the Fude nibs I've owned, these are the two that I've kept. The rest ended up in my giveaway, or I snorked the nib out and snorked a different nib in. So make of that what you will. But anyway, that's part of the fun of this, is you get to experiment with different nibs, different kinds of nibs, different grinds, different shapes, and you find out what you like and what you don't like. And I like, just not enough that I would necessarily replace it. So, how's that for a lukewarm endorsement of a pen? So I want to thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.